Hey guys, it's Mike here. I recently did a bunch of Nifty League animations in 2D and TVPaint and just thought it might be fun to show some of the behind the scenes videos. I basically did a screen recording of some of the work while I was doing it. And yeah, it's kind of inspired by what Snarfy does with his streaming dev videos where he shows himself working in Unity. I thought this might be quite fun to show just some of the process. These animations are intended to be, if they want to be used, to be given to a 3D team to animate our DGen characters in 3D. And then with that, you can attach all the hats and shirts and pants and any other wearables to the character. A lot of these are for Nifty Royale, our upcoming Battle Royale game for mobile, which is coming along really well. And some of them are just general party animations, which might form part of future games. So there's kind of general stuff that might be even part of Nifty Smashes, which is already out on mobile, at least on iPhone in a limited capacity. You've got to get test flight to download it in most countries. And on the Google Play Store, though, you can find Nifty Smashes just freely available. So test that out if you feel like checking out what that is. It's a free-to-play multiplayer, kind of like Super Smash Bros. Platform fighter game. And it's still in development, so we're still, the stats for the user retention and such have improved a great deal since we started, thanks to our pretty, A/B kind of scientific testing. And it's still ongoing, but the game is playable. And for TVPaint, I haven't been using it for a huge long time yet, but I do enjoy it. It's got a bit of a steep learning curve. It's not the friendliest program to learn, but what I like about it is I can just basically get stuck in. I don't have to think too much or work with any vectors or anything. I just sort of start drawing. So a lot of these animations were just drawn straight ahead, that is without any rough guide sketches or anything. I've got a decent idea of the DGen's proportions by now, so I was able to just get stuck in. And I drew them on a laptop, MacBook Pro, with a Wacom Cintiq drawing tablet, 22-inch. It's quite old by now, but I feel like I'm able to kind of express my ideas quicker in animation. I'm animating in TVPaint. Doing stuff for Nifty League, showing a guy turning into a pile of ash. I figure let me just record some of the process. It's been pretty fun. I don't mean this as a tutorial or anything, but if anyone's looking to try and get a sense of how TVPaint works, maybe this will be helpful. I don't know. It's for Nifty League, company I'm involved with at the moment, and I'm doing the 2D animations, little rough stuff, and then the 3D team is going to animate some of these actions for games. So a nice little pen. Most of these animations has been, I think they've all just been straight ahead, which has been quite fun. Don't waste too much time with futzing and planning. So yeah, I guess something like this is if your character gets fried by a flame and then they just fall into a pile of ash. Could be funny. I want a bit more of like a big settle. Actually, that's not bad. I feel like this should be a bit quicker. We gotta have the classic blink. Blink, blink, after he's been cooked. Yeah. Some that doesn't look right. So what we'll do, paint over here. Actually, having second thoughts, let's just do that. That is a bit better. Okay, so now let's add a bit of smoke when the flame, oops, when the flame goes. Yeah, that's actually fine. About here. And then skin that. Oh, what am I drawing? I'm drawing on the wrong layer. And I drew on the wrong layer here as well. Bro. See how that looks. And make that none so it doesn't hold at the end. And now I want this to last longer. Yeah. Cool. So I want this to last a bit longer, so 3 more. Cool. So we'll put the end here, mark out. As you can see, I've got like a bunch of these clips here. I'm kind of using the storyboard feature just to do little mini clips. The nice thing is I can just render them out automatically, each one individually. So that's that. What's the next one? Flame on head. So what I normally do, just to save my eyes from this bright white light, change the background, create an animation layer, save it quick. Just having some coffee. So someone's just chilling. Draw the idle pose. And I think if they got a flame on their head, they'll basically be running like crazy and holding their head. So I'll do the run first, I think. I could do 8 frame runs, but I'm just doing 4 frames. In fact, I think it's more like his cheeks. Cool. And he'll come down. This leg will be passing. This leg will be the contact. And we'll have his head kind of rotate as well. Now I want that one, the up, to be a little bit more prominent in the onion skin. And yeah, his eyes would be coming back. I'll draw the flame afterwards. And then this one, his hand will be kind of rotated a bit. His arm will be rotated on his head. His eyes are going to be like here. Now, this will be the passing. I mean the contact. So let's drag out his eye for a bit. Let's see how this is looking. Haha, nice. Let's put a flame on his head. I'm gonna kind of make the flame trail a bit behind him, because he'll be running. We'll do some secondary stuff in the second pass. I sometimes feel like this guy, head's on fire. I'm not going to try to get too many overlapping shapes. I think the general effect will do. So if I get a loop, okay, now like we need some actual secondary stuff. Oops. I've set my keyboard shortcuts to be Q is brush, B is color mode, E is erase. Like TVPaint, I feel like you almost have to edit the shortcuts for yourself just to make it usable. And it's tricky if you don't know the program. You're like, what am I supposed to do? So anyway, I used TVPaint forums quite a lot and looked at quite a lot of tutorials. Now it's got to the point where it kind of feels pretty fun to work with. I just generally like keeping things basic. Now with the loop, it's cool. We can kind of start doing some cycles that are actually longer than 4 frames, even though we got 4 frames here, we kind of start using those 4 frames for, well, they're all 4 frame cycles, but you know what I mean. Whoops, I made 5 because I drew here, made another frame, so let's copy it, overwrite that, cut that. Yeah, it'll do the trick. Let's just extend this a bit. Yeah. What I also want to do is like these cartoon tears. Okay, that one will cool down. Next one, ice block. Let's change our background color. Something a bit easier on the eye. So draw idle degen. By the way, I've mapped shift spacebar to play the thing from the beginning. I find that useful. So I guess what we're going to do is, let's just do the end pose, where he'll be like trapped in an ice block. Frozen. I'm trying to have fun with these things and not do anything too generic. This shouldn't be too big. Okay, I'm not going to put too much detail in. And then we can go through it like, okay, that's looking good. Then I use the handy panel to add another. He's flipping AirPods, driving me nuts sometimes. Something wrong with it. So how's he gonna get there? Well, if the ice block's coming, I almost feel like because it's gonna be so rigid, I almost feel like this ice block is just gonna happen. Like if anything, he's just gonna pop up a bit. We'll make that the up, and then we'll just turn it a bit. It's gonna help sell it, I guess. It's just this like shadow. It'll just be like, boom, happen. And yeah, and then he's gonna just do a tiny little bounce. I just pressed enter there to set. Yeah. Oops. Oops. Let's just see how that's looking. Haha. Oh. I think that's probably like, maybe I'll keep that up on 2 frames. Yeah, I guess what we can do is have them blink. Oops. So we will just do that and then copy this guy again. So on this frame, just remove his eyeballs. That one make him angry. And I feel like I've done that too high. So let's move it down a bit. Okay. Yeah. I'll do the trick. He's frozen in there. Next one. Ice block shatter. Oh boy. This is going to be interesting. So what we're going to do is copy the last frame of the ice block. So I'll just copy. No! No, bro! Okay guys, we're back. Luckily it saved pretty much all that I did. I just did this guy quick before I started recording again. So just the crack comes, he pops up, and the ice kind of just flies away. Next up, electrify. I'm not gonna lie, by talking, it's like I engage my language center and I can't actually really do 2 things at once. So it does take me a little bit longer than when I'm just going for it. But no problem, we've got time. But this one, this is if you get zapped by electricity. So I thought it'll just be a sprite, but I think it would be great if you saw the degen's skull. Like a real cartoony thing. It's kind of simplified. If I did do a rough skeleton, line thing, this would be a good place. But what I'm gonna do is have his it's kind of funny they don't have he doesn't have fingers, so he's just got a round circle. I don't want to overthink this. But I don't want him to kind of flail about, right? So I think this pose should be good. Give him some ribs. Then, like, if he gets shocked, let's actually bring this down a little bit. Oops, see what I did there? The brake was on, so it gave me a lot of individual frames. Okay, so we're gonna do the skeleton and the kind of shock thing on separate layers. So what's gonna happen, it's gonna go up and down. I think it's gonna be basically like strobe between these two frames. That kind of shock thing. This is going to be kind of like his down pose. We'll get some crossing X's here. Thanks to Richard Williams, the OG. If you're ever looking for a great animation book, Richard Williams, the Animator Survival Kit, I found superb. I just, for one project, the Goldfish Soundtracks and Comebacks project, I just like referenced it a lot. And that was like my animation education. I think I want like a 4 poses, so he'll come back to this pose and then we'll do another like more broad. Just like a crazier like it's gonna look pretty stroby, but it should look funnier. So let's test this as a loop. I think this one should come down more. Okay, that's not gonna judge it yet. Now we want the kind of the shock frame around it. I think I actually want to do like this kind of thing. And yeah, I'm not gonna try like get too much fancy movement in here. I'm just gonna wing it really. Like the one thing we can do though is if something's short, like make it a long one. I better save. This doesn't look like a nice shape. And this guy, let's just like actually draw a nice container shape that looks decent. Don't worry about the previous frames too much, because it should look a little bit zappy. So yeah, I feel like I was not actually seeing the wood from the trees here, and I've cramped them in too much because I was looking at these other frames, so I'm not even going to worry about it now. It'll look good if we just draw something that looks decent for the actual frame itself. Strobe is going to work. So let's just try loop. What could actually work, which I'm going to try, is just 2 frames. Each one's held for 2. So what I'm going to do is just a rough circle here. I haven't really used guides for any of these things, but this seems like a good place to do one. Okay, that's the one. And let's see the other one. Just make these 2 each. I don't like it. I do not like it. I don't really like this one either. I think maybe it's like, I'm gonna try this, more like a rounded shape. That's what I was gonna do originally. Then I started overthinking it. And then, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'll draw, well, this is gonna look nice, I think. I'm drawing the extremes where I want this to go. I'll try and make sure these points are kind of going straight out or in from where they start. If you can imagine a star. Okay, let's add a frame. Now we're just gonna, like, in between these boys, I realize we're probably not a lot of animators string. Like, you start using your logical mind instead of just doing it. Yeah, that's quite cool. So basically you're gonna make it a little bit bigger. Bring it down. And now if I press enter on these, it should do the same transform. And it didn't for some reason. Let me select all of them. I see it. So some stuff I still got to figure out. I think this should work. It should transform all of them. Yeah. Okay. So now I kind of want to have this. I haven't done any color for this, but just to help the team, 3D team, understand what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to color this yellow. Actually, let me think about this. It should be black. This is one of the more maybe complicated ones, but that's cool. Let's try yellow. And then I think I go to my fill, source the layer. I need some gap closing. I wonder what happens if we like do every second one black. Ahaha, nice. So I think that black is good. It's just we have to color the skeleton white. So let's just do a quick thing here where how are we gonna do this? Let's grab a white brush. Oh, that's not right. Bro. Am I going crazy? Roughly color this in white. You can go over the edges, it's fine. And we can fill. Do the same, it's just 4 frames we need to do. Right, this is a copy of that one, so that's easy. I don't think I've spent this much time on any of these, but that's cool. So let's make this loop. Now, if we bring this up again, oh, that's nice. I like that. So we'll just extend this a bit and end it here. Cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna end the recording. What's the next one I gotta do? Spin around and fall over. Nice.